Hello, folks. Is this thing on? Welcome to our pop-up. Yeah, welcome to our pop-up Friday Canton Chronicle, all because of our guest here, the Loophole Lawyer, Vince, all because of Loops. We're on a Friday at noon. So your nooner is all because of this guy right here with us.
Great. I go from Samantha to you two for my nooner.
It's not the threesome you have on a Friday, but, it's fine.
I guess it's better than nothing. It's good to be here. I am a big fan of you guys. I've been watching your show a lot. I don't know why you were so enamored with me. I love your show. I love the fact that you know all the intricate details of this case and the people. So I'm excited to be here. Well,
we're enamored with you because, so I was a communications major in college, and I didn't do anything with my degree until the trial came, and then I started putting together songs and videos and stuff like that. And then when you came along, I was like, oh my God, like this guy, like the amount of, I understand what you do where you, I don't know if you're old enough. Do you remember Dr. Demento?
Not necessarily, but I know Howard Stern would sometimes reference him because he liked that person, that character. So,
So there used to be these songs where like a reporter would ask a question and the answer would come from a song instead of the person. There was all these funny things. You do the same. You do something similar where you know where all of the one-liners are from people in the trial, and you connect them, which is a riot. It's like, oh my God, like they were playing a little grab ass, or I came, or all the and the way you linked them together. So that's how when you came along, that's how Eric's coming in twice here. I don't know what's going on. I'll get rid of Eric's one. Eric,
can you hear me?
Why? Yeah, we can hear you. Why are you ruining the show?
Uh-oh.
Well, I have to say, those that Kevin broke up with me. I had a great friend finally, a guy friend, Kevin, that's part of your community. And then I did betray him a little bit by disclosing where that big party was for the Alberts and Higgins and everyone else. And you had known a lot about it too, I guess. I didn't know you at the time, but it's good timing that I meet you because he breaks up with me and then we come together. So now I have a new friend.
It's amazing how people, They get so mad at me for just reporting on that. There you go, the Worcester Regency. It didn't take me. They're like, oh, John was trying to find out for 2 days. It didn't take me 2 days. I watched your show, and then I talked to a couple people, and then within hours, it was hours that stuff came up, and let's try it again. Let's keep bringing Eric in. Eric, can you hear us now?
All right, my last-ditch effort at this. I'm on location, and this is the first for me. So,
all right, Eric, what location are you at?
Where?
Eric, what location are you at?
I'm in the center of Canton, across the street from C.F. McCarthy's. Location.
What else is in that area?
Beauty, BE Beauty Salon, the Canton Dental Group, the Canton Nutritional, the Flower Sense, and Pini Pizza, and
a pizza shop.
Nina's Thai.
Oh, okay. So you're right near a pizza shop.
Would you like to see, Joe?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Let me show you where I'm at.
Look at that.
On location.
So we had talked about this beforehand. I'm willing to purchase a couple of pies for Lucky and his crew. I did want to call it in and see if we can talk to Chris Albert a little bit. And I do want to ask him that one question, why he was tugging on Brian Patrick Higgins' arm as they were exiting the waterfall. No one seems to ask him any good questions when they get the chance to. But I will say it's a serious call. We'll pay for the pizzas. I'd rather have them deliver it, but if Eric is there, maybe he'll pick it up for us.
Eric, you think you can go pick up the pizzas if Luke's orders?
I'd be happy to pick up the pizzas. I don't think I'll be welcome in the front door, though.
Oh, they know what you guys look like?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've known the owner of that establishment for many, many years.
Yeah, well, it's worth a shot. So real quickly, before we get into all the wacky stuff that we do, this morning, Eric and I, so our last show, because of this whole loops, this is because of you. Because you, when you talked about the Worcester Regency, and I did a little quick research, and they got mad at me, and they wanted to raise $12 for every one of my friends for the Testify Fund. I went in and I looked, it was like $176 that they raised in people that donated in my name. All right. And I'm muting Eric for a minute because he just won't stop playing with his mic. And normally he's a good guy, but Eric, you can wave at me. Yeah, I'll keep you muted. So what we did is we raised money for the food pantry, and it was $12 from everyone that last week on our show when we took 100% of the donations, and we went up and we went to the food pantry this morning. And it's only we're just going to give you a quick little glimpse of it. It's only a minute and a half. I just want to play this real quickly.
Sure, let's see it. Yeah. Hope they copyright strike you.
I won't copyright for this.
Wait, can I go there?
No, you don't. No, you wait. So this is the front room. They have another side that has all the freezers for all the frozen items. They have a closet for all of the toiletries. So we raised $750, and we raised $750, and we brought that to them this morning. Eric, are you all set now? Let me unmute them. Yeah.
In a rich white neighborhood like you guys, do you really need that pantry?
Oh, yes, they do. There's a couple hundred people in town. So it's not just the pantry. It helps with people that if they can't make their fuel, people for oil, when they need oil and they just can't afford oil, it goes to, the people that have problems with transportation getting to doctors. So they'll pay for an Uber to Uber these people to their doctor's appointments. They have in Christmas time when they can't afford some of the gifts for their kids, or when food's tight in the winter. We heard that. So the original location of that food pantry was in the high school, Canton High School, and there were a lot of people that wouldn't go because they were embarrassed, and so they wouldn't go to the food pantry. So now that they moved it down to the church, it's a little, people can park around the back and they're not embarrassed to go and get the stuff that they need. So it really is a I mean, come on. I mean, look at the price of everything, the electricity these days. I mean, half of my electricity bill, I went through it. Half of my electricity bill is all because of the state. So
yeah, it's so true. Like, we had to cut down to 2 house cleaners a week. Like, the first one could only come a few days a week, and then the second one, and it's just tough. I hear you.
Well, you know what you need to do? After they clean the house, call ICE, and then you don't have to pay them.
Actually, I do that sometimes, but that is a good idea. I'm just joking. Look, that food pantry is probably triple the size of the apartment that we live in. So I live in downtown Manhattan, all the way at the bottom. I don't know if you ever saw the Die Hard movie where they take the gold bars out of the building in New York City. It's right across the street from there. Yeah, like that. It's a famous area right across the street.
So you're way downtown.
All the way downtown.
Yeah. You're not even near Soho.
No, I'm way further downtown than Soho.
Can you
so what about you though?
So,
so you grew up in Canton?
In Canton. Yep.
Spent your whole life in Canton. You were married once before, or no?
I was married for 21 years. My wife, my ex-wife, we get along great now. I mean, during a divorce, it's never fun, but we still get along great, and sometimes we actually go on double dates. Me and my fiance, and her fiance. We're not swingers. We hang out. So
yeah, marriage sucks. I get it. It's easier to be with someone, with a wife after your divorce, and you can sort of relate because you have kids with her.
No, she had a 7-year-old when we met. So I raised, so I mean, that's the one that Chris and a lot of his friends were spreading rumors around, saying that was the reason for my divorce, is that I was sending my stepdaughter or taking pictures of my stepdaughter. The thing is the minute you get vocal, so there was a small vocal group in Canton when the Karen Reed thing started, and what happened is everybody would just get smeared with whatever, and some people would they're like, it's not worth it for me to stand up and say anything because they make my life horrible. Well, the more they did it to me, the more I dug my feet in, and so that's why I'm like, okay, well, you want to bring this. That's why the whole shirtless thing with me started. Is Jen had. I used to do as a joke on Instagram, even with my ex-wife. A lot of people had Throwback Thursday pictures. Well, I didn't have a lot of Throwback Thursday pictures, so I did Furry Friday. So I would recreate like a Magnum PI picture or whatever without my shirt or whatever. And I'm kind of a hairy guy, so it was always on my Instagram. But I had shut down that Instagram before the Karen Reed thing hit. And yes, I did send Turtle Boy some stuff because early on he was butchering the names of the streets, kind of like you butchered Worcester, right? He didn't know Worcester. He didn't know some of the names of the people. Like it's Helena, not Helena, for Helena Rafferty. And so early on, all I did is said, hey, listen, I'm from Canton, and this is the so and so and this and that. Next thing you know, Jen sending them one of the pictures from Instagram of me in a Canadian Speedo, and I'm like, oh, well, you want to do that? You want to see more of me? You're gonna see more of me. And so that's how that happened. And
got it.
The more they do stuff to me, the more I dig in.
Yeah, a lot of our cases that we see here, including this particular one, is people that can't handle public criticism, and it takes a while to do it. I always give the advice never to block anyone for any reason. That's in your channels, anywhere. That's to any of our clients, especially on YouTube. Don't block anyone for any reason. If YouTube blocks them, it's their own filters. But
correct.
I went into Melanie Little's channel because I didn't know anything about that Kelsey girl, and I literally just wrote guilty. I don't even know anything about the case. and all the cupcakes started to attack me, and I'm like enjoying it so much. Like they're yelling at me. They're like, "This is a troll. She must be," like all this stuff. And then, I think I even sent Melanie $2. I only do it to annoy Emily C. Like I have no idea about the case, but I was just going the exact opposite. I'm like, guilty. She's a crazy mom, whatever, like whatever it meant. And it's just funny how in your communities online, that people are so dug in one side or the other. I love befriending the enemy. That's my favorite type of humor. I love Tuesday. That has nothing to do with anything besides the fact that I think she's so beautiful. I think she's intelligent. It's like my type of girl.
You know how many people ask me, why am I so nice to them? They're like, do you see what they say to you, what they say about you? I go, yeah. They go, why are you so nice to them? I go, because I don't hate them. I don't know them to hate them.
Yeah.
So,
and and the weird, even Lydia's growing on me from an attractive standpoint. I know Emily's going to throw up, and they're mad at me now because I didn't know anything about the Kelsey case, and I just saw what I saw. I mean, in reality, you saw a woman that I thought she was at least misrepresenting a little bit on the stand. That's exactly what happened. But to me, if you bring a gun to your head, even like motioning that, if you're a cop next to her, it's gonna freak you the fuck out. And exactly. Are you supporting me in memorializing that cop as a hero for saving Kelsey's life?
I think the problem is the majority of people have never been in that situation before. You don't know until you're in a situation like that of what you're going to do, what she's going to do, what he's going to do. And that's why that's why we pay the police to do this kind of job. Same thing with firemen. You don't know. These guys are going to run into a burning building. They don't know what they're going to see. So, I felt bad for both of them.
It's a great point. I'm a big pussy. Like I would run out of that. I wouldn't want to be a cop. I always said that if I was a cop, I would never stop anyone from shoplifting. I'm not going to risk my life for some dopey store's TV or whatever the product may be. So yeah, but if you think about it just from a logical standpoint, that cop that shot her saved her life. Any second she has on this earth, she has to thank that cop. So I don't know if those two are friendly or not, or they're against each other, but ultimately she will know that cop, because he was a bad shot, I guess, and she somehow survived getting shot in the chest, saved her life.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the other thing is maybe privately they'll be able to meet somewhere and have some closure, and because they were both on the force together, they know each other. It's not like they didn't. It's not like he went to a house he didn't know. He went to some place, and that's the other thing about being in these small towns, right? Not like you in New York where you're running into, you don't know the majority of the people. When you grow up in a small town, you know the cops, you know the fire department, you know the DPW, you know the teachers. So when they come to a house and the police are coming to a house, when they're going to see you at your worst. It's true. It's tough.
Yeah, and I mean, part of this I'm saying is a little facetious, just to even. And I don't know why I like to annoy Emily so much, because I see her offline and she always like bullies me and is yelling at me. But online, she's like this sweet little woman. I don't understand the difference because I don't understand what's going on.
Chat right now, let me tell you. You'll get a lot in the chat that disagree with you.
Yeah, so I don't know. Have you ever heard of Howard Stern?
Yeah.
So like,
I was born in '72. I remember Howard Stern. I remember who's that other one? Morton Downey Jr. I remember all the shock jock stuff.
Yeah, and I guess Kevin was saying I was bragging about who I knew, but this is who I used to work with, and in that area, people think that he's such like this crass person. He's not. It was just revolutionary for the time, but now it's kind of tame what it was back then. But you catch a lot of heat when you're working in that field. Like I started a stream Howard Stern related with the staff in 2017 on YouTube, and by 3 months later, my kids' pictures, my pictures with my social security numbers were all on Periscope and Twitter at the time, and I couldn't get it down. So like, I had the cops called on me. I've had deliveries you would never believe it. And I never ever complain. I don't complain about it. I just say like I've been through almost all of it, and I understand.
Okay.
But you have to have that thick skin.
So you are a real lawyer.
100% real lawyer. Yes.
So you're a real lawyer. You don't consider yourself a law tuber, though, correct?
I think now I sort of do, and this is why I wanted to do something. I'm going to do something for Lucky for no other reason than I was basically not even going to do this. The one video that I posted of him, and I don't even know what happened, and this happens in YouTube, went sort of viral at the time.
Yeah.
And it's only because of Lucky that you and I are talking, because if it didn't, I probably wouldn't even been focused on this, because most of my world's been on the other. There's another world out there of old Howard Stern and Anthony Cumia fans. So like that's really what I perform in. But here, because it was like so successful, and I just got into it, and he moved me for some reason. And there's a video they have of me crying. Actually, it was on your show. I'll cry even thinking about it. Yes. They have the video of the tear. We edited out and I redid it. But when he was talking to David Yannetti,
correct,
and your audio sucked. I was fucking so annoyed because it's like feedback. But his message was great.
My biggest failure is that show. As much as it was the biggest show we did, I am so mad of what happened with the audio, because in the practice run everything worked, but then I did something and it fucked up the audio, and it haunts me to this day. It's the one episode I hate the most, that I didn't do him justice. So I know.
Yeah.
I hear you.
No, it's okay. But I mean, look, it moved me to tears. I know that people who watch the show say the same thing. Like, why didn't you warn us at the end? And I was too much of a pansy to keep it in, because I cried while I filmed it. So what happened was, with this channel that I had, this is an old channel that I had, and I had sold like 25% of it to a company, and I don't technically own it. It goes like, you have to have layers when you are in this spotlight. So if I get sued here, there's layers, right? So they can't like get right at my personal assets. So yeah, and they have someone that does the production, and I cried in it, and they were going to keep it in, and I didn't let them. I should have, but yeah, but he moved me, and then when I run on the treadmill, and I should be a lot fitter than I am, it points right into Madison Square Garden's player entrance. So like where the buses are. Actually, yesterday it's who sings "Wet Ass Pussy"? What's her name? Cardi B. I saw like all. They're walking all their dogs, like, because they never allowed regular dogs in there. They allow the dogs that do the bomb sniffing. So I'm watching like this bomb sniffing dog that reminded me of Chloe, because it was a mix of a German Shepherd and the Malamute. Yeah, like the Belgian Mal. And then it's like barking at these like little dogs because the assistants are walking. And I thought to myself, this is a while back, that I was going to do a Lambo for Lucky. Literally, I wanted to figure out how to get Lucky a Lamborghini, just for pure representation. Like, if you could do something good. No, I didn't know if it would be detrimental to Karen's case, but literally in my mind, I came up with it because I saw the players coming in with all their nice cars, and they parked there. Yeah. But it was like Lambo for Lucky, and I know he wouldn't want it, but like I would want him to have it. And this was at the time, and this is all talk, but I wanted to do that GoFundMe, and I would say that whatever we get, we'll buy him, even if it was a Matchbox, if that's all we raised, but Lambo for Lucky, and just to have a red Lamborghini for him so that people know. See, I'll cry now.
Jeez Christ, you. I wish I had known. I would have put you in touch with Lucky in a second.
No, so they know
that
you could testify. You could testify truthfully, and it won't kill you. And this goes for everybody. You don't have to be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, he finally, I think, once the trials were over, he because I talked to Lucky, and he wanted to come on, and I did. I said, Lucky, I go, we've stayed away from interviewing. I go, and he's like, no, I really want to come on, and he asked David Yannetti if he would come on, and that's why David said, the only reason I'm doing this is for Lucky. I said, yeah, me too. I mean, I think he just wanted people to hear his version, his story, and to know everything he's gone through for 3 years at the time, that just getting heat from every side, and kudos to him for being being able to step up.
What he witnessed.
You have a heart.
No, I don't. It's all an act. That was all an act. What he witnessed will be the catalyst for. Why were we echoing now again? It's almost like Eric's here.
No, he's not. It's coming you.
No, it's not. No, I think it's coming back for feedback from. Oh, you don't have headphones on. That's why.
But I have the audio. But I have the. I've never had that problem before with the.
It's not bad, but yeah. Next time, because what happens is the sound goes out and then it's like floating around and it'll hit your mic. You can have echo cancellation, but if you have, it's okay.
Well,
but either way,
from the speaker, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Lucky and. Him testifying, but him knowing that a car was there is so critical to this entire case. And he's so credible. He knows every part of that street. And if he saw a car there, there was a car there. Now, Absolutely. He had testified that it was a Ford Edge confidently. I don't know if it is, right? He could say that, and I know he's confident that it was, and he knew the difference. But there was a car there at the time for which they had to place the body there, right? Because it has to go around between like 3 to 4, right? I would believe that the body's placed out there.
Correct.
And if you disagree, I like to hear the disagreement from it.
I totally agree with you, because remember in the first trial, he said he never said anything because it's the Alberts, and he didn't want it to get towed or the police to go knock on the door and tell you, hey, you got to move your car or whatever. So that's why he just did nothing. He was giving them the courtesy, because that's what townies do with other townies. You're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say anything and just move along. But he noticed there was a vehicle there.
Well, that's the key. And then he said that it wasn't black. He said it was white. And I don't know. And he's also said he's colorblind, and people say that doesn't matter. And there may have been snow on the car. So the question is, whose car was parked there? Who do you think it was? I'm asking you, like, if you had to speculate.
I think it was a family member. They all had Fords at the time. So I think it's a family member. The bigger thing is the stuff that I am so every time I think, or if somebody ever approaches me like, could she have done it? And you go back to like, okay, could she have done it? But what about this and this and this and this and this? And I go right through. And the biggest thing is when Karen and John first pull onto that street and the 3 kids in the pickup truck are right behind them, neither one of them went around Higgins's Jeep. And they didn't, and they said they parked right at the end of the driveway so that Julie Nagel could run up the driveway. That meant the front of his truck is at the mailbox. Well, what else was at the mailbox? Supposedly Higgins's Jeep. So you can't have Higgins's Jeep at the mailbox in the same place as the pickup truck that nobody went around. So like none of Higgins's testimony jives with where his Jeep was. And then when he says he leaves, that I probably didn't see it because there was a mound of snow. Well, no snowplow came by, so there was no windrow of snow on the side of the yard, and there was no snow because you did a fake plow of the driveway. So none of that makes sense. And then, like I said, everything to me points to that, and the other side will always say that, well, his phone, you can't, his phone wasn't glued to his hand. So you can't just marry him to his phone and just say, well, the phone stopped moving right when she hit him and this and that. No, we don't know that. Nobody knows that. There's no video of that. So
yeah, and you don't need a video for it.
What's that?
The phone saves Karen, because if it stops moving at 12:32 and 9 seconds, and she connects at 12:36 and
36.
some seconds,
minutes late.
right? Yeah, so that's an impossible drive to make, and that's a critical issue for her. I don't believe that has anything to do with. Higgins did not park that car in front there. There's no doubt. In fact, the funny thing is, always quote that stupid expert who actually was asked this, and I didn't realize that. Who's calling you?
Probably Eric. Sorry, I'm turning my phone
It's
down
okay.
because it's like, did you? I'm like, yeah. So I just turned that down.
Yeah, John gets so nervous around me. Don't worry.
I do.
have to actually
I get nervous around the loop.
I got to make Kevin jealous. I like Kevin. I don't know why he got so mad at me for I betrayed him one time and he got so mad. I actually knew about that.
He betrayed you. He lied to you. What kind of friend lies to you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like I don't even know the names.
He would have told you the truth. And how about this? Who cares when it's in its past tense? All right.
Right.
He could have just said, right, it's over with. Why do you have to go with the Worcester Regency? A building that it's not even there. Why make it up? I'll tell you why. Because they thought they were pulling one over on you because you and Sam are now some of the bigger people talking about this case. And what better way to do something than to pull you guys down a peg? So they wanted to, let's say it's the Worcester Regency. He has no clue. He won't look into it. He won't fact check it. And we'll all get a good laugh until we, told everybody where it is. And now they're all pissed that we ruined their joke.
So here's the situation. Kevin had told me that he's going to the event. He was sort of bragging or just telling me about it, that he would be with Higgins, he would be with Lowley was supposed to be there, and other people. I never asked him when, where, or what. I mean, I'm not going to go unless Tuesday's going to be there. He never mentioned Tuesday would be there at all, or Julie Carpenter.
You'd be there.
Yeah, then I would. Yeah. So then, leading up to it, he starts to tell me that he's going to speak at it. So then I start to help with writing potential material for it. He's only going to do 2 or 3 minutes, but he said he was going to do some butt dial jokes, so I thought would probably be tame. Oh, and then he said that he's going to read his speech, and I don't allow reading when I teach people how to give openings, closings, or any public speaking. No reading whatsoever. You could do this. And that was it. And then he told me that he went to it. So then I was just asking about it. I never betrayed the fact that they were all meeting. I never disclosed that ever. And then once it's done, he did lie to me about that. I didn't even realize that because I didn't even care where it was. It makes no difference to me. I literally couldn't care less about where they had their party. I didn't care. I didn't care that they had the party. It made no difference to me. I didn't understand why everyone's so sensitive about it.
I wasn't going to be driving by. I could have been at the Tahiti just down the street. I love that place. But no, nobody cares. It's the fact that they lied. And then once again, if you're going to lie about that, what else are you going to lie about? That's how it is in my mind is, you guys can't even just say, you know what? Yeah, we had a fundraiser. It was 400 people. We kept it private because we just didn't want to have any kind of, whatever. That's fine. But they didn't want to do that.
And I bet he doesn't even have a 9-inch penis too. Now that I think about it.
Oh, he told you about that too, huh?
Yeah, and I wonder why he did lie about the hotel if it was already in the past. It's not like we can go back in time and go.
No. Yeah, no. So so those are the things that it's a constant battle with. And the other thing, they started that YouTube channel. Now, like I said, I tell everybody I watch it so other people don't have to watch it. Okay, and you watch it for other reasons. Okay, you watch it for Tuesday. I watch it for Julie Carpenter. But filters do amazing.
All right, so let's focus on that though, because that group of girls is a good mix of different types of girls that you could potentially like. Obviously, I think Tuesday is the prettiest, but how would you rank the girls, like 1 to 4?
No, I'm not going to rank them. I made that mistake last show, and I got texts from people.
Why? What was your ranking?
Women online. I'm like, jeez.
Oh, please. Let me just tell you this. Corey Hopkins, who is like the queen, right? She's probably mad at me too because of this. How come I'm getting that feedback? Oh, you won't have the headphones on. It's not a big deal. It's not that bad.
I wish I had. I have, and I have the volume almost all the way down on my. I can barely hear you on my laptop, and I don't know where my headphones are because I
don't get nervous.
Was going to do it from Canton. So I had taken everything out of the studio and put it in my car. Went up to Canton. We did the we did the food pantry. I was going to go to the library and set this all up in the library and do this live from the library. So yes, I don't have my headphones with me.
It's okay.
And
It's okay.
I
It's not that.
apologize.
It's not that bad. But I'll say this: Kevin at least is always professional. When I did the shows with him, if his mom would get near him, he would know to put her right in her place, not to annoy him when he's doing the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll try not to annoy you. You know, I'm trying hard.
Did you hear?
I want to do is
I mean,
enjoy the loop.
what is it? What is Kevin's mom's problem that she didn't understand that he was doing a show? Like, don't bother him.
I know. I don't. You know, I don't want to say anything bad about his mother, but my guess is she does not make a good meatloaf. I'm telling. I don't think she makes good meatloaf. You know, and there's certain meals. If you can't make a good meat, I mean, there's one thing. There's certain meals that you have to make good, and meatloaf's one of them. If you can't make a good meatloaf, then I don't even want to know you.
And I presume you're referring to the Wedding Crashers mom meatloaf thing, or is this something that has nothing to do with that?
Oh, I was the Wedding Crashers, mom, the meatloaf. But as I'm saying it, I do love meatloaf, but you know, I don't want it too bready. You got to have the meat in it. It just, you know, and it's got to be cooked. I like the outside edges, the burnt edges, and it's got to have onions. Love onions, you know.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I mean, like, not that my mom made it that much. Like, I'm a third generation part Italian. I am 1/17 African, which that's why I get to use all the black jokes and things. And I do have a Jewish wife.
Which part's the 1/17th?
1/17 is African, yeah. And then my dad.
What part of your body is that?
Not the good part, I'll tell you that much. And then my dad, like, my parents got divorced later in life. My dad was with a Jamaican woman, so I got that kind of jokes. Yeah, like, you guys in Boston are amateur racists compared to Jamaicans. You have never seen such great racism until you met a Jamaican against blacks in our country.
Everybody, I don't care what nationality you are, at some point has a little racism in them. And it's just because of the way they are brought up.
Yeah, I deal a lot in racial humor. And even in my regular life, though, if I see a black guy with a white girl, an interracial couple, that's the only thing I'm focusing on. Not that I'm mad. It's just, I just focus on it. I obsess over it. I love it. See, around where I am, it's white, nerdy guy and pretty Asian girl. Like, that's the biggest interracial couple. I think that's statistically the biggest, too. I mean, my building is half of that.
He's still very successful. He lives in Easton. I have a black friend, lives in Easton, and he would never come into any of the bars in Canton with me. He's like, nope. We go all the bars over. You won't know these areas, but we would go to West Roxbury and Hyde Park and Rosendale. These are all just outside the city. These are all, you know, people from Canton and the Cronks would know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, he wanted nothing to do with coming to any of the bars in Canton. And then I'm like, why? And he's like, yeah, no, not doing it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I'm usually the only black person in any of these bars. Now, Canton reminds me of my hometown of Bethpage, Long Island. It's right in the middle of Long Island. And it's probably the same size, I would think. We have just one downtown area. Sometimes you can walk to the bars or drive 5 minutes, and that's it. Like, that's a max radius that you would have to go. And I really understood what was going on in this town in terms of the hierarchy, where Brian Albert thinks that he's this big dick swinger. He's not. He's not that bright. He's not that smart. He's not going to outmuscle like people in our community once everyone has their eyes on what he's doing. The problem with Brian Albert and Brian Higgins is that they had to testify under oath on video, and we all seen it. And you can't get away from that because there's so much analysis that can be done from it. And I just don't believe in the coincidence that those two were calling each other at 2:22 in the morning. Out of all the people in the entire world that could have killed John, they're 2 of the 10, and they were calling each other at 2:22. Right. So, but for you,
4 minutes before the Hoss Long text.
I don't, and this has been established to me, I don't believe in that Google search. I know that like cringes a lot of people. No, not at all. Not at that time. I mean, it doesn't make logical sense to me. And the fact that I was able to replicate the tab and the timing,
Yeah.
It's hard. I know that gets people mad, but just what it is. We have to be able to solve the case, whether that's true or not, because it wasn't Jen McCabe that killed John O'Keefe. Although if she did text it at that time, then she would be liable.
Googling it. Even if
right, if she,
so, we're going to disagree that it happened. But if it did happen, she might not have been the one. It could have been Matt typing on the phone.
If you and I killed John O'Keefe, I punched him and then I got you from the house. I'm not trusting fat Matt McCabe at all. I'm not trusting anyone, right? I can't trust anyone. This is murder here. So I have a hard time believing that any one of those people really knew unless somehow they stumbled upon it. Because Brian Higgins is not dumb. He's not going to tell someone that he murdered someone and have them have that over him. So you have to be very careful who you're going to involve in this. That's why I would never involve Matt McCabe. He just seems a little too flaky for me.
I can't get over the place. So you went back and watched the first trial, correct? Or you watched the first trial, obviously, because you've been watching the testimony.
Yeah.
Okay. So my thing is watching from day one, the original comments to all the police, this and that, was that they saw V-shaped tracks in the snow, not the swerve, but they want to say it was a 3-point turn in the snow. Okay. I want to agree with all that because there's no camera at the Little White or the Temple showing Karen going that way, but there is camera of her going by Peakwood side. So we know she went down Pleasant. So I want to say, yeah, she did a 3-point turn and went back up Cedar Crest, back up Dedham, the way she came back to One Meadows, because that's the way she knew. She didn't go up Chapman, up Fairview to Chapman to Washington, because they would have shown us her vehicle coming from the Little White store because there was video, or the Temple because there was video.
Hold on, are we talking about? When are we talking about though? Going to 34 or leaving?
Leaving.
Okay.
Because the only video of her heading to One Meadows on her way home was Peakwood side.
The only video heading to. Is that what came out of that stupid video? Because I'm the one who uploaded it when Corey got it, and I couldn't really figure out like what's happening.
Go back, but there's no video in Canton Center of her going home that way. There's no video of her going home, and why not? Like,
okay,
show
right.
her, you know what I mean? It's like show us the video. So their original thing was there was a V-shaped tracks, like it was, and then it became there was a swirl because, and I know why they want to say there's a swirl because she drove around a Jeep and then pulled in front. So that's like the little S. They want to say she drove around the Jeep, but how are you going to see a swirl if there's a Jeep there? Like none of that testimony makes sense. If you went to the front door and you saw the passenger, and I thought about this. If Jen's at the front door and she tells the Canton police, and it's in their statement, that the passenger door was open and she could see the dome light, but she didn't see John. And if the people are in the pickup truck directly behind Karen and they see the dome light on, but they don't see John, right? Well, where's John? Is he ducking down, puking in front of the truck? Where is he? Like, did he run into the trees to go piss himself, or did he run to the house while they were talking to Julie Nagel? We don't know where John is.
It's true, but we know for certain he's not in Karen's car when Ricky's F-150 passes by it, and that's about 12:30-ish, and there's no contradicting that. Those kids are not vested in this case at all. So. Right. So that's not an issue. The question is, where is John at 12:25? Karen is credible when she says John exits quick and he skips and he hops and he's got his phone and he's got his drink. I find that credible. She does not know that he went into the house because there are a few videos for which she's represented publicly that he goes up to the house. I see him sort of making a motion to the house. I had always thought that Brian Higgins was outside of the house and called him over to the side. I don't have anything to establish that, but that very well be because she did not see him enter the house.
Correct. So there's different testimonies that, and I don't even want to have them say, oh, well, do you know 3 years later this was an ongoing thing from day one to year one to year. Like this would have been just in their heads, just, every time they close their eyes, I'm sure that they relive some of their actions. They might not have told us all during the trials, but I'm sure when they close their eyes, they know what was going on. Their memory didn't fail them. Their testimony failed them.
Right. And again, to me, I only believe that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert and potentially Chief Berkowitz are the three that definitely knew. And then there's the
Correct.
debate as to whether the people in the house knew. Now, if you say Jen Googled that, if you believe that happened at that time, then you obviously believe other people knew before they found John at 6 a.m. I don't have the evidence to support that yet. Meaning, like, it's too easy to replicate what happened with that Google search because you can make it happen at 6, right? So you can do it. So if you're going to try and prove something, it'd be amazing to have. But Karen's team basically gave up on it by trial number 2. And to me,
just focused on some other things.
Yeah, right, because it was a different strategy and it was a smart strategy, which I didn't even agree with. I was wrong about not calling Higgins, not calling Proctor. I was so insistent that they do it, but I wasn't.
You wanted it for the entertainment value.
No, I wanted it because it was just, there's such poor witnesses, but then it's not a smart legal move to have done it, and I was wrong about it because.
Okay, so you did. So you wanted it that's the lawyer in you talking. You wanted it as a lawyer, not as someone that's breaking down all their testimony online.
I wanted it as a bad lawyer because, in looking back, because a criminal attorney, which I always have to remember, their only job was to get Karen off, and you know that that's not easy to do. So I was doing it more of trying to prove who did it as opposed to getting Karen off. Speaking of which, didn't you buy Karen's bed?
Yes, I did.
How did that come about?
I'm going to do a show from her bed one of these times. When the other side gets so angry at me, I think I'm going to set up everything and just be in her bed with the headboard behind me and everything. Yeah.
How'd you buy it though?
So when she had to sell her house and she was selling a bunch of items, we talk. It's no secret that Karen and I talk. So after my divorce and then my rebuilding, I had a king size air mattress, and I loved it. It was 22 inches high, right? And it was $100 on Amazon, but I loved it because you could however stiff you wanted it. And I have a back, so I'd have a really firm mattress. Well, so when it came time, I said to her, hey, I'll give you, I'll buy your bed, I'll take, I really only wanted I wanted it for the headboard, footboard, because I was just going to put it all around the air mattress and no one would know it because I really didn't want to get another mattress. And when I got there, she asked me, she goes, can you take the mattress and the box spring too, please? And I said, Karen, I go, I really need a stiff mattress. So I'll tell you what, I'll take it. I go, I really am buying just a headboard footboard, but I'll take it. But if I hate it, I'll get rid of it. If I like it, I'll keep it. And I like it. And I don't. It's a mattress. All these people, they're like, "Oh, go sniff her mattress." Oh, you're a pervert.
Oh, that's so crazy. I was just gonna ask you what it smelled like because that's the first thing I thought for some reason.
Oh, listen, her headboard, it's fabric, so I'll put it up there. The
what did the mattress smell like though?
I didn't smell the mattress. I smelled the headboard. So the headboard smelled great. Whatever perfume she was using, it smelled great. But I'm like, these people have never gone out to a hotel before. What? You've never slept on a hotel mattress before? Calm down. It's a mattress.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a mattress.
See, Mullins knows right there. It's absolutely beautiful and comfortable. Mullins loves it. All right, she's not a pervert.
She's been in it though.
Not a pervert. Yeah, she's in it every night.
Oh, is that your fiance?
Yeah. That's my fiance. Yeah, that's Mullins.
So who was the other girl that we were talking to right before the show? Then
that was Eric.
No, not Eric. The girl.
The girl before the show?
That was with you.
Dude, you came on with 2 seconds before I went live.
No, the blonde girl is sitting in your lap.
Well, that's my dog. Mullins is like, you better not.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh yeah. There was no. So you're right. There was no girl there.
Yeah. Mullins is a blonde, but I don't think you saw her.
Was that your fiance before
Oh,
the show?
I know he is. I know he is. Trust me. I'm just.
You looked a little nervous though.
Because yeah, well, when you have ADD, I have such ADHD. My brain goes 100 miles an hour from the minute I wake up, right? And then when I go to bed, it's almost like shutting a light switch off. When I lay down, I'm out like a light. But when I wake up, I am going 100 miles an hour like this. So yeah, sometimes you'll ask me something, and I'm like, wait a minute, was there? Wait, who else was on? I'm like, no, it was just Eric. Yeah, I'm like,
Did you take any medication for it?
no, I don't believe in medications.
Yeah, I didn't realize this, but because we grew up in a middle class town like Canton, I was like not rich, right, but it's not poor either, but just middle class. And then when you go to law school, is mainly a lot of rich kids there, and they all took Ritalin and the other drug for their exams, meaning like so they could just focus on it, but they just tell their doctor they have ADHD. So I think that's kind of cool.
So another tragedy in Canton. There was a student in our grade, same grade, that's back in the 80s. All our Canton people are going to stop putting this in the text because they know. He was on Ritalin, and he, I guess on YouTube, you have to say unalived. Another classmate of ours with a baseball bat, he lured him into the woods, and he did it just to see what it was like to do it. And he was just released, I think, in 2025. This happened in 1986, I believe. We were freshmen when this happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think they had Ritalin back then.
What's that?
Yeah, I didn't even think they had Ritalin back then. I mean, I don't know. I just knew it from like 2000s.
Yeah.
It happens.
I didn't even want to get the shot, but everybody has a price, and my employer was offering $1,000 for everyone that got the vaccine, so I got the shot.
Yeah, I was looking back because I was so weird because I never missed a day. I would take the subway. It was clean. There was no one on it. I would wear the stupid N95 mask. Looking back at how pathetic I was to do all that stuff, I was like so bad. But it's like, if we look back in time, we tell people that we had 2 years off to do nothing, literally nothing, and get paid by the government, not work from home. It sounds so great, and I don't think we really took advantage of it as we should have. Meaning, like, but when you're restricted like that, it just sucks for at least where we were. And oh my God, York State.
The one thing I wish they kept is I really never go food shopping, but when Mullins broke her foot, I went food shopping with her, and I saw what kind of people don't ever go food shopping on the weekends. Let me tell you. But the place we went to, I wish they went back to one-way aisles, because it's a zoo in these places, and it's like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Cots in the middle of the aisle, like people don't care. They're in their own world when they're food shopping, and they just stop when they stop. And then you got people coming the other way. Then you got, the very heavy people on those little larks coming up the aisle with the flag. At least you know what aisle they're in, because you can look over the top and see their little flag waving. You're like, let's stay out of that aisle. But
it is
you
weird
can't
though.
Get near the deli. You can't get anywhere.
Wow. When I used to go food shopping, I would get attracted to other women in there, like more often than like another location for some weird reason. I don't know what it is.
Is it the food, the smell of the food and the women, or was it
no, I'm not into like that at all. I'm just saying, like, for some psychological reason, and maybe just women look better in a supermarket, or like they dress up for it. I don't know what it is. See, like my gym is so weird. The one that I go to now is 98% like Asians, right? It's like so weird because my good friend
behind the treadmills.
No, I mean it's just the way it's set up. Yes, but no, but it's weird because like. Luckily, I have Asian friends, but it's so weird. Like, I'm such a minority. I always tell Miss Judy, who's Asian, I'm like, you don't understand what it is to be the only non-Asian person. She grew up in Georgia. She was like the only Asian girl in her entire school. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. But for some reason, I know psychologically when you're at the gym, because you're working out, you find people more attractive than they technically are. But I don't know if the same applies to the supermarket, but I do remember, like, for some reason being attracted to the girls in the supermarket compared to other locations. I don't know why you
Did you ever
sparked
approach
that
any of
thought.
them?
No, I'm a big pussy. I ain't doing shit. Thank God for like online, and we didn't have that. No, I'm a big pussy. Like I don't approach anybody.
What's the worst that's going to happen if you approach a girl like that she's picking the Eggos out of the freezer aisle or something, and you're like, hey, like your Eggos, what's going to happen?
Yeah, I guess that's the uncomfortable part of human apes and who we are, right? That initial breaking the ice. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing. She could deny you. I get that.
Yeah,
but
so
denial is
yeah,
that's true.
right?
I don't
know.
Yeah, it is a weird thing. I mean, how'd you meet your fiance?
Plenty of fish. So when I get divorced, get a load of this. When I get divorced, I got an apartment, and I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be my shagging apartment. And the first thing I said is, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on breakfast dates. That way, if I don't like the girl, I can tell them I have other things planned for the rest of the day. I have a way out of because I didn't want to do. Hey, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to take the girl out to breakfast than it is for the dinner and everything. And there's no expectations. I went to breakfast with her, and then I told her, I said, I got this new apartment. I haven't decorated yet. I got to go to IKEA. You want to go to IKEA with me? So I took her to IKEA, and we shopped for my apartment. And that's how it's been.
Was she impressed when she saw that air mattress?
All I had was the air mattress, a TV, and a couch. Yeah, she brought me dinner that night. She came over and she brought pizza, and we watched Pitch Perfect. That was the movie we watched.
Oh God! What'd you have for breakfast the next morning?
We didn't go to breakfast the next morning. Yeah.
What'd you have?
I'm not a big breakfast person. I don't really eat breakfast.
Well, that means she slept. So you got her to slip over the first night. That's good.
Oh, she slept over. And then every day after that. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. She didn't have to do
That's
a walk
how it
of
works.
shame.
Did you have to? Well, I'm sure you dated other people after you got divorced before you met her.
I went on a couple dates here and there. Yeah. And just horrible when you're in your 40s.
I know it is a weird thing because either you're going to run into other kids, divorce, marriage is not the same. And that's the problem in this case with Karen too. She's in a weird situation. She has no kids. She looks great, but she also has the medical issues. I don't know if she could even have kids or not. She probably doesn't want them at this age. And then she's going to John, who has these two kids that aren't his. So biologically, there's a lot going on in this relationship. And to me, Karen was sort of looking for a way out. I think she met John right by dating someone else, and then sort of like John reached out to her in that Facebook thing that all guys do, and then they started hooking up. I think she had another boyfriend before, right?
I don't know that much into her past.
Well, I mean, you're smelling a mattress. I thought you would know.
Yeah, but who wants kids at this age? They're like dogs and pets. They're anchors. You can't do anything. You got to let them drink with you. Like maybe the Alberts have it right. Maybe they take their kids out drinking with them so they don't have to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but like, there's a time when Nicole comes back on the video at the waterfall, and she's like rubbing.
All right, you need a napkin.
What was that?
Need a napkin. Did you just dribble?
No, it's like I get these on the McDonald's app is 99 cents for coffee. It's like the best thing in the world. In New York City, you can get like the large iced coffee for 99 cents because they do it on the app. So yeah, it's like soaking wet. But anyway, I saw Nicole rubbing Brian Albert's back, and I get jealous of that, like because they're still married at that all that time, and she's still affectionate to him. I think that like married people don't have that in their life. A lot of them don't. At least I don't.
A lot don't. It becomes you're a machine. Or a corporation just trying to make sure that the house is is all paid for and all that stuff. The kids get to their hockey practices and all that kind of stuff. And what happens is the majority of married people stop dating. And when they stop dating, they stop all the little things.
Well, they stop dating each other.
Yeah, they stop sleeping with each other. They stop sleeping. They're in other bedrooms. They're in other women's bedrooms or men's bedrooms. Who knows? I'm just.
It is so common. Human apes think we're so unique. I'm watching the case of a woman in Hawaii that she's claiming her husband tried to push her off a cliff and she survived. And it turns out, of course, today I'm watching the cross-examination, she's sexting with another guy from work. I mean, we've seen this in every single case so far. Although a lot of these people have like tame sexting, but they have code words and they think they're so coy, and eventually, and they're using WhatsApp and everything else, just like the Signal, and it all comes out eventually. And it is so common in married relationships where especially the woman emotionally finds a guy who's willing to talk to her all day. Well, and they believe that somehow that relationship will be the same if they were actually living together, and it never will be. The girl's so great, it never will be. And I don't know what happened in Hawaii, whether she was thrown off the cliff or I don't know the details of it.
We're 7 years, going on 8 years, Mullins and I, and if they ever grabbed our phones, the two of us would be like, yeah, I mean, we sex 5 days a week, 6 days a week, the other two were together. So,
that's good though. Like that's really, actually I was learning a lot from the cross-examination, because once the husband found out that she had this emotional friend, I don't know if they were even hooking up, but it was definitely an emotional affair, right? Because they're texting every single day, things that your wife wants you to do, but you can't because you have to work, you take care of kids. Like, you just don't have the time for it.
You gotta make
when I
time.
hear myself back. Yeah, you gotta make the time. Well, that was the thing, like they were saying, because like the secrecy is what kills it. And then like, I guess he wanted to see all her passwords, everything. And they went to the counseling, and that's sort of what they tell you to do. It's like, share your location, share all your passwords with your spouse if you got caught cheating. And I haven't got that far into the case, but there are so many parallels in all of these cases that we see where the married couple is having an affair, and that's leading to something that's leading us to a criminal case.
Right.
And we had it here as well.
Absolutely. I was actually in the first trial. I was in the court that day because I remember this when Karen had come over and was like, "You ready to hear all the messages?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they can't be that bad." And then after, at the end, I said, "You know what, Karen?" I go, "All that did is make you the same as so many other people in this world." It literally makes you guys the same as so many other people, that you got stuck in a rut and somebody else was paying attention to you, or you were missing it from that person, but you didn't know how to tell that person, or you guys just weren't communicating the right way, and that's where all that comes from. I go, we've all been there, at one time or another. I mean, it happened to me, and that's why I'm not married. So, my first marriage failed because of that. I ended up talking to someone else. So, yeah.
Yeah. And did that work out or no?
No.
Right. And I see a lot of women in their 40s. There's a word called limerence, where you believe that the relationship that you're having this affair in is reality, and it's not. And you overemphasize and you overestimate how great this person you're having an affair with is, because it's a fantasy. It's not reality. You don't have the daily stressors of life. And so many women do that. They're in love with this guy that's talking to them every day. It's not even about the sex. It's more about the communication that they're getting, but it's fake. It's not real.
It's literally attention. Yeah.
That's what it is. Exactly. And it's just not real. And because that 5 years from now, if you were dating that guy, it's going to be the same fucking rut. Now, if you have kids, it's a whole different situation. Because I have friends that are married that don't have kids. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I may have one friend that's married with no kids. I don't understand why you stay married. Because he's just as miserable as a regular married guy with kids.
That's the worst. But here's the thing. So, and you can't just say it's the woman or it's the man. I mean, sometimes it's both. You might have the husband is either owns his own company or is working somewhere, and then maybe he's got a second job. So he's got the two jobs. He's exhausted. He comes home, right? She's been home, And she's like, well, he hasn't talked to me in all day. I don't know what he is, what he's doing, right? And then he comes home. She gives him a little attitude. Now he's all upset, right? So what's he do? He's got to go out and he goes to the bar or wherever, goes grocery shopping and starts talking to the girl in the melon aisle, right? And she gives him a little of attention. And next thing you know, they're all talking to other people. Don't go to the melon aisle.
I know. And the thing with human apes is we're not monogamous animals at all. That's the weirdest thing. Is like we try and force monogamy and we're just not.
Society forces it on you. Yes. We're no different than any other creature on this earth. The goal is to reproduce and make more humans. That's our goal, is to keep our species going.
Yep, and that's the problem with human apes, at least in certain areas. In other areas, other countries, it's more open, and sometimes it's more restricted. It just depends on where you are at. What did that super chat? Yeah. What did that chat say?
No, I put it up. I meant to put this one up. My dad would go bowling. Yeah, my dad would go play hockey.
I said this to, like a girl that's married in our office. Like, if your husband doesn't have a hobby, his hobby's vagina, and not yours. It's like it's someone else's. They have to have a hobby. Otherwise, they will be looking for girls.
My father didn't drink. He smoked a pipe, but not all the time. And he never swore. He couldn't. He was from Nova Scotia. Came down when he was 18 to play hockey. He played semi-pro hockey, and but his weakness was a woman, and he. Yeah, there wasn't one that he didn't. I mean, he even hit on my girlfriends. I mean, there was. So back in the late 60s, early 70s, he was playing down Cape Cod in Massachusetts in this league, and he had to go to the hospital in emergency, and his girlfriend went to the hospital, and the mother is the person. His girlfriend is the one that told me this story. She just passed away 2 years ago, but she's like, so I get to the hospital and there's two huge hockey players at the front door that won't let me into the hospital. And she's like, I want to go see Joe. And they're like, you can't. And she's like, why not? And they go, he's with his wife right now. She's like, what? He's married? And so she was all crying and then went back and ended up telling him, she saw him and that I have a half sister. She was pregnant by him. She never even knew he was married.
Wow.
And
wow, that is sick because you're not. I don't mean it's natural, but it's also crazy. Like that's your biggest fear if you're having an affair is to impregnate the girl, at least from a guy's standpoint.
Yeah.
And the fact that these guys could go home at night and not worry about that, like that's a real man. Like, I'm a big pussy. I'd be worried.
It was days before these things. Okay, it was days before cell phones. He had this. He had the shaggin' wagon. He had one of those Chevy vans with like the captain's chairs, the couch in the back, the TV, the curtains all closed. I mean, and he come home. He had his own construction company. He would come home, have dinner, take a shower, grab his hockey bag, and off to hockey he'd go. And I never understood why he took a shower before he went to go play hockey. So. Yeah, I'm like, wouldn't you take a shower after hockey? No, because sometimes he wasn't going to hockey.
Did you ever see him as a kid with another woman, just like out?
No. And the thing was, he was the best father ever. I mean, he was only, and I know this. It happened with a guy from Canton that my father never put his hands on us. He basically would just tell you. And we were late I was little. We were late for a hockey game. All the kids are in the locker room. I'm running into the locker room. And I told the coach, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm late, Donnie. Kid in college. And my father grabbed me with one hand, put me against the wall. And this guy is a big guy, the coach. And he was trying to grab my father's wrist. Like, no, Joe. It's because I called him Donnie. I didn't call him coach or Mr. McNeese. And my father, Donnie's like, I said they could. And my father's like, not my kid. He either calls you coach or Mr. McNeese. And to this day, whenever I see him, I'm like, hey, Mr. McNeese, how's it going? But
meanwhile, your dad's shagging some girl in the back of his wagon in the parking lot. Yeah, it is odd. It is. I love language. I love words. I don't restrict my kids from cursing at all. They could say whatever they want. they learn to not say it in public, but they could say whatever they want and never say anything. My parents weren't liberal or conservative. They were good parents, like supportive parents, not like me at all. But with words, people get so offended. I look at Melanie Little, and I don't know her personally, but it is odd to me when you have a different opinion, just not even in a mean way, just a different opinion, and they get so offended quickly.
Yeah.
Now, I don't really watch her show. I don't know her. I like some of the stuff that she does, and I know the girls love her that I talk to. And it's so odd to me when people are so obtuse where if they hear something and they get triggered so easily. I don't like that kind of think tank.
It happens in the chats, and I'm with you. I don't like deleting something I don't like banning someone from the chat unless it's over the top, like just it's got to be something outrageous. Otherwise, I don't want everybody agreeing in the chat. I don't want everybody always agreeing. It gives you content. It gives you something to talk about when you start seeing people disagree. I can, like me and you, we disagree with the 227 thing. There's tons of times you want to disagree with something, but that's what brings on the communication. That's what brings on the conversations. The conversations that a lot of people don't want to have. But, I like when I see people that don't agree with me. I just wish they would be upfront and just talk to me like a person. None of them want to confront me. They're always anonymous. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I never get into the personal battles. I don't stay in the chat. I don't look at the chat unless it's the super chat. I'll read it. I'll read anything. You can call my mother ugly, call her a bitch.
I don't have my cheaters on. I can see the chat, but if I wear my cheaters, I'm not like you that always wears his glasses everywhere. I can see for the most part.
Yeah, I can see pretty much for the most part too. Just on all these fucking screens, I can't see anything. But I don't read the chat during the show, and it is funny that.
I go back and read it.
You do? You go back and read the chat?
Yeah, I do. Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, I probably could have gone this way with something. There's stuff that you miss. It's like that. It's like the trials. You know how I probably recorded almost 99% of that first trial because of the testimony, knowing that when we went into trial 2, I already knew what was all going on from trial 1, and I was just like, because you never know what you're going to miss.
I'll say this, and I'll never criticize Lucky, but in trial number 2, it seemed to me that he forced the first responder's response when he was talking about Brian Albert. Do you recall what I'm referring to?
Oh, because of the leeway, because he was a first responder?
Yeah, I thought that was forced. Or that it was just a friend, or that he knows him. Right. Yeah, it seemed like that was forced, meaning it was rehearsed.
Coached. Yeah.
Was it?
I don't think it was. I didn't ask him. I don't know. But, I don't know, maybe because what if some of these, and I'm not saying just Lucky, but what if some of these people, they know they're on the stand, they know half the world is watching, so now they want to pick and choose their words carefully so that they don't really look like, they want to make themselves look decent.
Yeah, well, Lucky doesn't need to, right? When you try to do it, it becomes so fake, and he didn't have to ever do it. I was just asking about that because there was one thing that stuck with me that was potentially negative. It wasn't a horrible thing. I know Hank Brennan picked up on it straight away when he was cross-examined. He actually asked him about that. I haven't watched it in a while, but I do recall that. But I want to thank Lucky personally. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So as much as you like me, and as much as I'm heartbroken over Kevin, none of us would be here.
If you want, I will talk to him and see if I can get a little a conversation back and forth between you and Lucky.
Yeah, I do want to thank. And maybe you two can come on one of our Monday nooners. If you guys can come together, that'd be cool too.
I'm an evening guy. These nooners, this is for people that have their own jobs. Some of us have normal, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. jobs,
Yeah, so of the Law Troopers, who is the one that you watch the most that does the live all-day shows?
It was a toss, so I don't anymore. I honestly don't have time. when it comes down to it, I watch you and Sam, but I used to watch.
But I'm talking about the
Emily
long
Baker.
termers. Yeah.
It used to be a toss-up between Melanie and Emily Baker.
Oh, so you went with the white girl, huh?
Yeah.
Racist.
Why?
Emily's
Listen,
black, right? I forgot.
I'm not. Who is? Who's black?
Emily Baker.
I don't see color. No.
Yeah, I love when people say that. That's what all my other people in my Democratic Party say. I don't see color. It's the only thing I see. I admit to it. It's the only thing I see, and I love it. Well, that's what I love. I mean, you would not believe what actually, I have pictures of my Jamaican family and mine commingling. It's a funny look, and I don't mind people making fun of it. You know, it's not that it's a bad look, but it's just a different look.
I try to live by I treat people like they treat me. If you're a good person to me, I'm going to be a good person to you. If you're loyal to me, I'm loyal to you. And I think that's how a lot of the town is. The problem is that the town is just so loyal to some people. That's where you think corruption comes in, because a lot of people it's a small town. So all these people get police, fire, DPW, teachers, right? You don't leave the town. You become one of those 4 jobs and you're set because everybody protects everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it is. And that works out if you're part of that group. And so what should we do for this hero cop that saved Kelsey's life? Should we do a fundraiser for him?
Does he need it?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the case. I know he's got a particular look.
I have a question. I honestly, because I don't know the answer to this, and I don't know if you will know the answer to this because you're a lawyer, not a cop. But when they were talking about the handgun, and that one of them took it and put it on the bed, how come they didn't take the magazine out and make sure that the chamber was empty right then and there, and make sure the gun, that it was safe, while the other person was performing the CPR on Chelsea? Wouldn't you make the gun safe? You wouldn't just put it on the bed. This
is what I don't understand about this case. You have done this. If you're on an upstairs bedroom, you just heard 2 shots, and Kelsey, her name is Kelsey, is shot in the chest. Kelsey. You're not worrying about where the gun is, like, once she's down. And plus, they were friends, or at least worked on the same force. The only focus had to be on her, right? But if you believe her, she was going to kill herself. That's what she said, right? Yeah. And again, I don't know much of the facts. That's what she said. Yeah. So, but for this hero cop saving her life by shooting her and preventing her from going through for what she swore under oath that she was going to do, she would not be here. So he is the hero in this entire situation. So I don't know if they're conflicted or not. We talked about this earlier, but I'll find out. I just got to figure out like the details of the case. But ultimately, you can never be mad at that cop. He saved her life. If you're mad she's not with her son right now, then really if she got what she wanted, she wouldn't be here. Correct?
Correct. She would be, with Chloe.
Right. Buried underneath, what is it, the Albert's pool, all these like weird stories. Yeah. See, I don't know all like that particular stuff. Are you certain that those marks on the arms are from Chloe?
I'm certain they're not from taillight.
100%. Yeah. There's no way from taillight.
There's no way that's from a taillight. And then
agreed.
When people keep saying, well, there's no marks under the arm. Well, you've never pulled your arm away from a dog before so that when it goes to grab, maybe it's come through the top, right? And as you rip your arm away, the bottom jaw comes up and grabs the bottom part of the shirt, not the arm. You know what I mean? Maybe so it never dug into his flesh. It missed his flesh and grabbed onto sweatshirt.
Right.
So I could see that happen. I'm not saying it did. I can see it. I can also see it happening. Like, could they be fingernails? Could they be? What could they be? Well, it can't be fingernails because of the holes that are in his shirt. So it's not fingernails.
Actually, yeah,
But
I
it's
actually
not
put it
taillight.
through. It's not taillight. Forget taillight. It has to be something that's in that actual area, right? It had to be something there. It could have been dragged on something. Actually, ChatGPT had me believing that it could be nails, like actual nails, or even like a rake type something with these pointed edges. The way the scratches were.
Yep.
I'm not saying it isn't the dog, and to me, it makes no difference because that's not what killed John. So I never really went one way or the other with that, and I just
there's
yeah,
too
it is
many
weird, like
of the marks.
right.
Like
And I was thinking
that's
like
multiple marks.
that's why I wanted to see the front of Higgins' plow. I always thought maybe like if it had those like some of the plows that you have like they have like these spikes on the top of it. I don't know what his plow was like, but I always envisioned him falling and one arm dragging down to the ground, but on that actual front of the plow. Now, if there's no, I don't know for obviously, I'm just speculating, but it's definitely something where it doesn't have to be the dog, and it could be, and it looked like it, and we all were certain that it was. I mean, at least I was that it was the dog, but it doesn't have to be to actually solve this.
What penetrates the sweatshirt and his skin? Not a taillight.
Right. No, there's no taillight. No. There's no accident. There's no car accident. I don't even. I don't waste any time on that whatsoever. Right? I just don't. I move right past that. You still didn't give me the ranking of the girls.
That's why the forensic. I call them the foreskin room. I hate.
Why do you put them down though like that? Like I don't even know why Emily does that. Like I don't.
The first thing that popped into my head when they came up with their title, the forensic for FOR, FOUR. That literally it was a play on words, and that's the only reason I came up with that. But I don't know how many times when I do say it, I apologize right after it, and I do say, "Hey, I watch. I don't hate. I watch." And then when I see stuff I disagree with, I'm going to pull it and I'm going to disagree with it. So I don't hate them. I just But
I don't stand for
a little teasing.
I don't like when you degrade those women by saying foreskin. First of all, there's 5 of them, right?
Not all the time. Sometimes there's 3.
Because I had Corey Hopkins rank them. Now we both put Tuesday at 1. She put Dalai Lama at 2, and Julie at 3. And I thought there's Lydia.
Or the best presenter on the show.
Looks. Corey and I talk. See, that's the beauty of lesbians, and they're great to be friends with. You know why? Because you could talk vagina with them. You talk other girls. Like, it's great. You're like, but she likes more of less girlish, but at least you could talk like men with a girl. It's fun. It's a fun person to have as someone that you can chat with. I'm not saying that she's as crude as me. She's not, but fundamentally, we both love the same thing. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good relationship. It's a great relationship.
Yeah, I can see it. I can totally see it.
So she ranked Tuesday, then Dalai Lama Mama, and then Julie.
Now you just called her Dalai Lama.
Well, I don't know these people. I just I can go by their looks. But isn't there a 5th one? There's Lydia, and who else?
Lydia would be the 5th one. So the you have.
There's that one other girl that has the glasses. What is her name?
So let's see. So you have Julie Carpenter from Indiana. Then you have Jenny Jams. There you go. That's the other one.
Jenny Jams. Yeah. She's pretty too. I mean, those girls are pretty. And Lydia's growing on me too. I don't know. I like when girls are so mean to me. You were playing me the audio and they were saying how much of an asshole I was. And I don't know. I kind of respect them for that because they're right.
Yeah, well, you are. I'm not. I'm not a creep. So I do creepy things. I'm not a creep. There's a difference.
Hey, look, both of us, they're right. Both of us would have been circling that parking lot if we knew all of them were there. Be honest.
All right. I would have been circling that parking lot. I would have bought a room. And then there would have been a reason for me to be at that hotel.
Yeah, all right, fine.
And then I would have gone to the hotel bar.
Actually, yeah, you know what? They are smart for not telling me because that sounds pretty good. Those girls are 100. Exactly. I have to say, Lydia, you're 100% right about me. Like, you can't deny it. Now, if we had $12 for every one of your friends, how much does that add up to?
They ended up making $178.
But like in real life, do you even have 2 friends?
I have 2 friends.
Okay, I didn't know what like
is
that
this,
number
Frank
would be.
Yankees? I can bring 2 friends. Yay! I have a small group, and it's mostly because of what happened. I had a large group, but I minimized my Facebook when all this started. Because I have friends that are now on the other side. I mean, people I grew up with that were like, you need to. In the beginning, all I was doing was making memes. I wasn't even really fighting for one side or the other. I was just making memes, and I got tons of shit from people. You need to stop this, and then they were like, "Why are you always picking on Chris? You never say anything about anyone else." And at the time, I'm like, and they go, well, "Why do you hate him?" I go, "I don't hate him." I go, "He's a political figure. You can say just about anything you want about a political figure. You guys just don't understand that, And so, like I said, the more they came, the more I did. We all came together.
Yeah, Chris sort of got a lot of shrapnel, but in the end, they should never blame us. They need to blame the people that killed John and covered it up. So if Chris is mad about how Colin is being treated, then you have to help us solve this case. Once it's solved, and if Colin's not involved, you don't have to ever have any pressure on him. Now, as a father, your son is really your only legacy that you're going to have. This will always be around him, Chris. And I'm speaking to you. I know we're going to speak eventually. But the only way you can alleviate it is to join us, solve this case. We'll watch Higgins and Brian Albert, which I don't generally represent is part of, but I know for sure Higgins, once they're arrested and convicted, or they admit to what happened, and this could have been a fight that gone wrong, but either way, if you can figure that out with us, Chris, then you can exonerate Colin, and that's the only way. And if you go to your death without solving this case, Colin will have this around them his entire life.
They shouldn't be mad at us. They shouldn't be mad at us. They should be mad at the
Absolutely
police.
Not.
They should be mad at the police for not securing that site until the Mass Police. There should have been a clear handoff from Canton Police to Mass State Police, right? They should be mad that a Canton cop took 2 pictures with his iPhone when he could have just taken all the video in the world, but didn't. They should be mad at Proctor and Yuri for not taking any pictures of Karen's vehicle at her parents' house or on the back of the ramp truck. They could have gone right down to the front of the ramp truck and taken video of it going on to the ramp, but they didn't. There's so many things that they could have, would have, should have done and didn't. That's who they should be mad at, not us.
100%. And a lot of times people and myself included, would put a lot of pressure on Proctor, like he was the evil person. And I don't understand why Karen keeps doing this too, as opposed to putting more pressure on Higgins, who is the real killer, is that Proctor was fucked with by Higgins, Albert, and I believe Berkowitz as well. Meaning that they staged it so that this looked obvious. And Proctor's not the brightest guy. And things should have been detected eventually, right? So maybe not straight away, because it looks like this is an accident. You have actual taillight at the scene. You would believe that too, because your job as a cop is to get the case solved. And in theory, you don't get paid any more or any less. And this looked pretty easy to them because they've seen this before, right? It looked like it is. Do you believe that they were going to set up Lucky specifically?
Yes.
Or
absolutely.
Did they know that Lucky goes down that street every time it snows?
He's got that area. He had that area. He doesn't anymore. Now he's on the side. Now he's got the little machine that goes up the sidewalks. But that was his neighborhood, and I honestly think it was the original plan was. Think about it. If he came out the front door of that house, say he was in there for a little bit of time, and he came out the front door, he would have been upstream because a vehicle would have been traveling from the left to the right when you walk out. So that would have placed him further up by the flagpole on the right if a plow had hit him. So that I think that's why he was found in that area. And then things, you call an audible. It's not always a touchdown. Sometimes it's a sack, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah, and I said it before that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert fucked up in one major way. They should have broke one of John's bones, right? Because if they did, what would we be saying right now? Let's say they took a sledgehammer to his arm and he's already dead, but they break the bone. Now what?
a plow blade hit it, broke his arm. He went spinning, landed in the yard, right there, uphill, because a giant Franken truck would have propelled him that much further, not her Lexus.
Exactly. And the thing is that when they got the news about the taillight being broken at 7 a.m, that was so beautiful to Brian Patrick Higgins. You can imagine this guy's killed someone. They've been dealing with this all night and all morning. And then Jen comes in with a notice that Karen says she may have hit him. And then the taillight being broken. This was a miracle for Higgins. A miracle.
Well,
he doesn't have the
just his actions after the fact. Going into the police station, going to see Goody, saying he didn't see Goody, okay? Being on his phone, we saw him on his phone when he was leaving the station. We still don't know who he was talking to. Me personally, I think he was talking to Berkowitz, but that's just me just throwing wild guesses out there. But I think eventually someday we'll find out he was talking to Berkowitz. Then he says he goes home, right? And says he has more Jack and Gingers. So he has more drinks before he goes to bed, only to wake up within 3 hours to rush back to Canton, to go to their house, to 34, then go to the police station and hang at the police station all day. Tell me that's not suspect.
No, it is. He did it. There's no doubt. Brian Higgins killed John O'Keefe, whether it was in self-defense or not. He killed him, so he had to deal with this.
That accident. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And another thing I was looking for was Karen said that John is a fighter. Because, like, me, I like to taunt people, but I'm a big pussy. Like, I would do what John did, but I'm not going to go there looking to fight. She intimated that John would fight if he was drunk. Right? So, like, you know, there are guys that there are fighters and they're not.
Brian Albert's one.
I don't know. You guys think that Brian Albert's a tough guy. I don't view Brian Albert as a tough guy at all. Like, I don't care if he got one fight.
He's a fighter when he's drunk.
Right, and that's a big thing with Sam is the alcohol cause it. And actually, the same kind of thing sort of happened to me recently, and I'm like, yeah, it could be, right? But either way, was John going to 34 Fairview to fight?
We'll never know. Maybe. No. We'll never know. Well, how do we know?
Work with me here. You have to speculate.
Okay. Well, I'm getting it. How do we know that on the drive from the waterfall to Fairview, the argument was about Higgins? Okay. And John's is getting heated up as they're talking to Karen. Karen drops him off. Now Higgins, I'm just speculating, Higgins comes from somewhere because his Jeep is parked not in front of the mailbox. Right. It's my guess is it's in Kelleher's driveway, and he had to run back down from that kitty corner angle. And Karen turns around to leave, and they get in there, and that's when John and Higgy start at it. She dropped him off. She's pissed at him. He's pissed at everyone's pissed at everybody by the time they get to the house.
So you believe that Karen's story that she's telling John to go in and see, and she was pissed because he didn't come back out, is false? You mean like?
No, I think she did, but I think he was. I think there's some sort of. There's more to it. I think there's more to it with the Higgins with the Higgins thing.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because Turtle Boy was always into this case, obviously before me, but when I started getting into the facts of it, I'm like, well, why isn't Higgins the number one suspect, right? When you narrow it down to the 10 people that could have done it. And then why isn't Karen pressing Higgins, right? And people have come to the conclusion, I won't say who, that she is holding back because she believes that if she fully discloses the real issue, she would appear to be somewhat not guilty of a crime, but involved, meaning that it was sort of her fault, but not the reason he got killed. Right, like there's no plot. Karen's not liable for anything, but she held back in trial one about Higgins, because if you didn't know these text messages existed, you wouldn't even have a motive for Higgins. And Aiden said that he didn't know about these text messages until they were read in court, which it's huge, right? Because there's only 10 people in the world that could have killed John, and one of them has a motive, the biggest motive that we all have as males and females, right? This romance.
Correct.
So how is that? This should have been the number one suspect, and he is and it was the number one suspect, but it wasn't from the beginning.
And I'll say it over and over. The fact that the first time the state police interview him, he already has his phone downloaded and printed up on a 3-ring book. Hey, hi, what's going on? Here's my binder. What's this? Oh, I downloaded my phone for you. Like, who does that?
Guilty people do that. Guilty people do that. Guilty people do it.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's called workshopping in the legal field, right? If your witness has something bad, you bring it out. And Karen was mad when Lally workshop Proctor bringing out the bad text first, right? You lose that element of surprise. But if you are a dedicated investigator, again, this is my first murder investigation, but I know if someone lawyers up and they're just a witness, it's suspect. Red flag has to go up. Then if they're giving you what they want you to see on your phone, but not the source, not the actual phone, that has to be a huge red flag. And eventually Karen will win not only the money that we're collecting for her, that $200,000 we raised so far in the defense fund, but millions because of the lack of procedure that led her to be falsely arrested and go on trial twice for this because they don't have the system in place. There were plenty of times throughout this they should have known. Even if Proctor was fucked with by Brian Higgins and Brian Albert initially, there were times when they should have known, and this was one of them, when they went to go and interview Higgins.
I don't know why you don't lump Yuri into this, because Yuri is supposed to be Proctor's superior officer. Yuri's supposed to be the one that knows more than Proctor, right? Like, how did Yuri not know, hey, this is a little weird that he's giving me a handout printed out. There's a little weird that he's just a witness, but he's already lawyered up. This is a little weird that he's never told us that he had some sort of little fling with Karen. This is a little, how does Yuri not look at this and say, yeah, hey, something's up. We shouldn't be. But mind you, remember Proctor telling his sister or his buddies, I forget now, I got to go back. Remember the one line that he says, I'm under pressure from higher up to get this over with quick, right?
Sort of. He implies that to his friends in the text messages.
These are people just just doing what I'm told. Just doing what I'm told.
Agreed.
Someone above me. This is going on. It's someone above me. And that's why we both agree there was Berkowitz influence. The chief of police who had all, you look at his retirement party, the who's who of the feds, of the Boston police, of the state police, of the, you name it, he had connections. Who better to help get things, moved away than his, but they eliminated an 8-minute speech by Higgins at the retirement party.
All right, we say that. Why can't we get this source video?
It's gone. I've talked to them. I know for a fact it's gone. And
when the guy's gone. How would you delete it forever if you had the original and you deleted the 8 minutes of Higgins? They looked for days. Who's they?
Days down at the cable company.
You went there?
No, I talk to them all the time. I'm very good friends with these people. I used to volunteer there when I was younger.
Oh, yeah. Before I forget, you paid $350 to Canton for something recently, correct?
Oh, yeah. For 664 emails regarding just some basketball court snow removal.
Why though? What did you actually request?
Okay, so the long story short, Rocco Camerata, who is a Canton townie who does not agree with me on this whole Karen Reed case, had posted that he went down. He owns a tree company, so he's got heavy machinery. He went down and he cleaned the basketball courts after the snowstorm so the kids could play basketball in February. And we were talking back and forth, and he privately, and he went after me for saying some things about.
Holy shit! What would the long story be?
I know, but anyway.
What the hell did you request for the $350?
he said he got permission from the town to do it. So I'm like, okay. So I FOIA requested. I said, well, I just want to see the permission. So I said, please give me all the emails that have to do with Rocco Camerata removing snow at the Kennedy School playground, at the basketball courts. And they came back and said there's 664 emails. So I said, okay, I want them all then. Because I know there isn't. The story is they gave me a high price for a whole bunch of emails that probably have nothing to do with that, hoping that I wouldn't pay it and go away.
I understand. So the reason why I asked is because Corey used me as a straw person to request documents from Canton PD regarding Chief Berkowitz, and they also wanted $350, but they wanted a check, and that was the only way I thought you could do it, and I didn't have a check, so I had Emily. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near that. Emily's a townie too, so I had her. She had a checkbook also. Do you have a checkbook anymore?
I do. Yeah.
God damn, I haven't seen a check in from myself.
Nobody writes checks. I know.
Yeah. I owe her $350, but she's mad at me about that Kelsey thing, so I don't know. But either way, so she went there and gave him. What was that?
Give it to her all in ones.
So she went there and she mailed the check, and then they contacted her and me. They're like, "Is this girl associated with you?" Because they didn't want to process the request after she sent them the check on my behalf. And I go, yeah, she's my assistant. I literally wrote that back and I screenshot it to them. So we'll see what we get. But I was just hoping that you and I didn't request the same things and pay $350 each for the same junk.
Mine was a petty request because I was basically calling out another townie for saying certain things that I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to see, obviously, the Berkowitz communications. There has to be his phone records, his emails. Like, I don't know how much they got on trial 1 and trial 2 in terms of discovery. But now that they're in the civil case, they'll have a lot more option to get exactly what you were referring to earlier. You see Brian Patrick Higgins on the phone while he's at Canton PD. You and everyone needs to figure out who he's talking to, and that record exists somewhere. You cannot destroy that phone record.
How about this? So a couple of years ago when I was doing my little costumes, when I was going to be a duck in the Halloween parade and invite anyone that wants to be a duck come along with me, half the town lost their head. They couldn't fathom, like, oh my God, people are going to be triggered. I'm like, it's a duck. Oh, they're going to be triggered. So I was back and forth with Helena Rafferty in text messages and phone calls. And we even had a 3-hour meeting where they tried to talk me out of doing this thing, but I still did it, right? Well, somebody FOIA requested that information. They wanted the texts or exchanges between me and Helena. And the town came back and said, yeah, there's no responses. And the kid confronted me and he says, well, someone's lying. I'm like, I have them right here on my phone. I have the T-Mobile phone bill. I'll show you that I'm not lying. I had all these conversations via text or phone with Helena. So for the town to come back when you tried to do an information request that says, so she was acting in her official capacity as a police chief, and they still wouldn't turn over stuff.
So do you have those messages that I sent to you that I thought were sort of exclusive, but Turtle Boy already had them, and then that one person disclosed it with the bleach and the grass?
I have them. I have them in my phone.
But like, is there, you know better than I, is there anything significant aside from Corey was really upset about the chief of police being so
one-sided,
interactive? Yeah. And I thought maybe that the chief was just placating someone that lives in the town. Like if you were that chief and someone's annoying you with this bullshit, as a cop, you don't give a shit about the stupid bleach on the grass. Like who cares? And you're just saying, oh, thank you for being a concerned citizen. She took it to be a lot more intricate than I did, but I could be wrong about it because I don't really know like who the players were.
You got to look at the dynamic. The person who sent the email isn't a townie, right? That's Mama Llama, right? She's not from Canton.
Oh, she's not? Okay. I didn't know like where she's from.
Oh, no, she's not from Canton. So she's kind of acting as a friend of the Allens or the McCabe's, okay? And she's trying to tell the chief, she's trying to direct the chief, kind of like how Morrissey was directed. Hey, you get up there and you better say a speech. this is what it looks like to me. They were doing the same thing to the chief. Hey, you need to get out there and say, these people did it to themselves. We would never do something like that. Like you get in front of this for us. So I think that they were trying to use their influence with the chief or to get the chief to go out there and make a speech of some sort, or even put out some sort of bulletin to say, I don't even know what, but it just looks like they were trying to influence the chief.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like she was influenced, in fairness to her.
Yeah, she just, hopefully she was just, we're looking into it, and and she cited the rule. We're not going to do anything because in order to be a false report, you need X, Y, and Z, and we don't have X, Y, and Z.
So what happens every Friday? You guys stand outside of D&E Pizza and all that other CF McCarthy's?
Eric. So yeah, Eric, and Whitey, and a bunch of other people from 11 to 1 will stand out on the sidewalk across the street from D&E, because God forbid you be on the same side, with just signs telling them to resign, and basically they get confronted every other week by a family member asking, when are you guys going to stop this? And they're like, either when he resigns or when his term is up, and then they'll be done with it.
Leave it. All right, so let's call D&E Pizza. I'll call him. What's the number?
Oh, I'd have to Google it. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, take your time.
This is you doing it, not me.
Me. I'm in New York. I'm doing it.
Pizza. So you got to order pizza and have it delivered to the town DPW yard?
If we get that far, I'll ask you for the address. And he won't be able to hear it in my headphones, but I'll say it.
All right.
But I'll put him on
so it's 781 828 1487.
Okay, let's see. They open?
You should.
Guinea.
Chris.
Hello?
Chris.
Hello?
Chris, you there? Son of a bitch. Was that Chris?
I don't know.
Sometimes my phone is fucked up.
You have to tell them you're live too, don't you?
No. We're in New York. And you do.
Oh, thanks.
All right, you know what? Our next show, we're going to figure the call out because I want to be able to hear it. That did sound like Chris there, right? How many people really work there?
Probably 2 or 3 at the most.
I'd have to put him. Let me try again.
Wait a minute. You're the one making the call. Why aren't you saying live to tape? You got to say live to tape.
What is it, 1980? I just wanted you to be able to hear it.
How many you get? I can hear it.
Guinea.
Chris, you there?
Live.
Hello?
Hey, can I place an order? Can I place an order? Damn, my phone. It must be my phone.
It's gonna be your phone. I heard him say hello. But
No, I hear that. I mean, I'm going. That didn't sound like Chris. You know what? I bring my phone everywhere in the shower. It's always like fucked up the speaker.
why do you have your phone in your shower? You can't spend 5 minutes without your phone.
No, I can't. It's really bad. There's actually 2 lawsuits that were just won based upon the addiction. I don't know how far they'll go, but I remember like years ago they were trying to get the kid addiction lawsuits going. Because I have a friend that's like really big into this stuff, like into those large type cases. And
I believe in it. I 100% believe in that, the addiction. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I thought it was dumb when they were first starting, but now it's like so true, and how they were targeting children and going for monetary damages. There will be eventually. Damn, I want this to work, but I wonder why.
Well,
if I put in my head,
look at some of the games, they make the music in such a way that it just, it's on the level of casinos. They know how to pump in the fresh
Sure.
air. They know they know how to ring the bells. And it's the same way as these apps that they're creating. It sucks these people in.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
my
that's why,
phone. All right, this is the last time, huh? But I'm trying to do both, trying to get the.
we can hear it. It's close to
I
the
know you
mic.
can hear it. They can't hear me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why.
Hello?
Yeah, can I place delivery?
Vinny?
Yeah.
Vinny?
Yes. Fuck, how do they know my name? I don't understand it. You know what? Next time we'll set it up better. I promise you that. Because usually it does work. Was he saying
I
Vinny
mean-
or D&E?
I think he said Vinny, but I think the premise was good that you were going to order pizza and have it delivered to the down to the DPW yard. So your intentions were you were going to order pizza
I'm
and
trying.
and- I know. So I understand. I'm no lawyer, but this is on you. You're the one that wanted to buy pizza. I mean, today's Friday. Today's Chinese food day. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Friday.
It's Friday. Yeah. Well,
Should've gone
again, I apologize on behalf of Sam. She had some family issue going on, but Sam and I will be live Monday. I know you can't be available, but we do want to have you on.
Real quickly. So who's the brains behind your show with Sam? Is it Sam?
Yeah, I don't have any
And when I
brains.
say brains, I mean, who comes up with the topics every week? Who's the one that's putting in the legwork? Who's the one doing the videos, the research, who's behind it? Is it 50-50 or is it more Sam?
I mean, Sam does a lot of it, but we don't have a topic. We don't have anything going on. She does her intro, which I love because it's just fun, but that doesn't help the show come by. We just talk, and literally we just, wherever we go, we go. And I know it's not generally how I do things, but if we have a little bit of a video, we'll take it. And I eventually want to take real calls, but we're going to be able to do that as well. Sam comes from the same world that I did. She worked for Howard Stern as well. She worked there recently. Yeah, so she's seen a lot of stuff. That's why nothing offends her.
Okay, I come from Breaking Rock. I come from Breaking Rock to sitting in front of a YouTube screen.
To breaking balls, man. But that's just the way it is, though. You're authentic. It's good. No, it's great.
Well, and here's the difference. Today I had no script, no nothing. Usually I'm writing 47 pages on a Google document. I have to have a music video. I have to have cuts from the trial. I have to have, because I'm so afraid that I'm not going to remember what's the next topic. But today, me and you did 2 hours just chit chatting, going right through it. I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I have questions I want to ask them. Half the questions we didn't get through, which is fine. But the one thing is, you talked about the Asians. That's my next thing tonight. I'm going to be one of the only 2 white guys in a room full of Asians in Chinatown in Boston tonight. It's the Asian Jade, it's the benevolent Asian Jade. It's for all the Asian police officers. They're going to be all in one room from New York. Yep, there's the New York police will be there. Many of the Boston police, state police. That's how I when I hobnob with Colonel Noble and all of the different DAs will be there. The last year, Morrissey was one of the only ones that didn't show up, but all the other DAs will be there. All the different police departments. It's going to be a huge room, and my brother's the Timu Masters of Ceremony, and yeah, so I go just for the free 13-course meal.
Well, that's very rucky of you. But how are you involved in the Asians?
I'm friends with some of the Asian Boston cops, and they I've been going to it for the last 4 or 5 years, and anytime they have an event, we get invited. They had a Top Golf event. And they're like, you want to come? And I'm like, yeah, I'll come. So I went to the Top Golf event, and we go to I guess we're the token white people at this event. So
yeah, so I also work with Miss Judy, the YouTube lawyer. She's Asian, obviously. She's from Taiwan. It's a big difference from China, apparently. But all day long. She has the greatest sense of humor. Like she's always telling me to break a reg. It's so rucky, you know, all like the typical Asian jokes. We're cracking them all day long, and her sense of humor is like a 12-year-old boy's sense of humor. She hated white people for about like 10 years. She wouldn't even watch a movie or show with a white person in it. Now she's in the other world that I'm in, the Howard Stern type world, and she's basically the only girl for the most part. Every guy loves her. It's all white guys and they all love her now. It's like such a weird thing in life how now everything has turned full circle. And now my gym is all Asians and we joke all day about it. And that's the beauty of comedy. Ultimately, every one of the videos that I do is actually comedic. There is a learning part to it, but there's also fundamentally somewhere in there are jokes to make you laugh. Sometimes Lucky will make me cry. And
you make AI videos. You make AI videos of the McCabe's. Oh my God! When they ever went into that during that spaces, I was dying.
Yeah, Lydia, I like you. And Tuesday, you know I'm in love with you. I never say anything bad about you. I don't let the girls call you the foreskin girls. I love every single one of them. I think they're all pretty. I even like Lydia now a lot, that she's so mean to me. Stop picking on me, Lydia.
So
I like
tonight,
them. They're fine.
Tonight's 13 courses, and I probably have to ask, because I don't eat seafood, so about 6 or 7 of the courses I have to ask. I'm like, what is this? What are you bringing to the table? Like, you know, and they're like, you know, oh no, you don't want to eat that. I'm like, okay. You know? So. But,
all right, well, you have a good time. We are going to have you on, I guess if you can't make it this Monday, then count maybe the next Monday.
We talked on it, and
it doesn't have to just be if you can't get, if you don't have Lucky, it's no big deal. Don't call us. Get Lucky and then come on, and we'll let you on.
I will.
I do want to thank him. Yeah, I do want to thank him, even if it's just privately.
Yeah, no, I'll talk to him because I mean, you know, like you said, even privately would be great. He's such a good guy. You know, you'll like.
Yeah. Now, do you think I got Kevin jealous?
Oh, if Kevin knows you're talking to Lucky now, oh, geez, you know.
It is funny. Someone sent me a tweet, and he must have like thought that I was like serious, like, oh, this guy's calling me his best friend, and he was bragging about everything he did. I'm like, dude, we just met. You know, I liked him. I actually did like him, but like I was just placating a little bit or embellishing a little bit, just a little bit. You know? So I do like Kevin, though. I hope one day we can mend our relationship.
You have no skin in the game. You're not a free Karen Reed. You're not an Albert McCabe. You are someone from New York that saw all the commotion and came in, and you're like, oh my God, right? So it doesn't matter one way or another to you. And do you find it weird that like when you've picked a side, how much hate you get?
No, because I don't see any of it. I love it. Like Miss Judy will send me the text on her thing because on hers, I was for Wendy Jill Adelson. I don't think Wendy Jill Adelson had anything to do with the murder. People hate that, but I know that Charlie and Donna did. So that's my opinion based upon what I've seen. And here, I don't see any hate. Like, I don't see it. Like, I don't know where you would get hate from because I don't go on X, and not because of the non-hate. I just don't have the time for it because I like mixing up. When I'm telling you, John, yesterday or whenever it was, when Melanie Little was getting so angry, and like I was so happy, and I don't know why that makes me an asshole. I understand, but it was so fun to me, and I'm screenshotting, I'm sending it to Emily. Emily's not even talking to me because of it. I love it. I mean, it's just it's like a big brother type thing, just breaking some balls. But like, I love it. I love that they're. And I literally have 300 accounts because I've had them for so long. Like today on YouTube, you can't get accounts without putting in your ID. Like, so I could just keep them going, you know, like I'll come in with another person, like as a mom, and oh, she's guilty. And I don't even know what I'm saying, but they're so mad. And it's just funny. That's humorous to me. And I love that kind of humor.
Yeah, because I don't understand why people in the chat can get so mad at one person. You don't even have to swear. Like you just said. I just go, guilty. Oh my God. Like just everyone's like, no. And just, but
yeah, so like your dad wouldn't let you say fuck, but he was fucking every broad around. See, like to see the hypocrisy?
No, it wasn't fuck. It was, I couldn't call, I was probably 10, 12 years old and the coach was a college kid. I couldn't call him by his first name. I had
No, I
to
understand
be,
that part, but you told me he wouldn't
Yeah.
let you curse.
No, he never cursed. My father never cursed.
Oh,
I mean, he
right.
would say, right. He just
He just
didn't come out of him, right?
well, things came out of
and
him. He didn't say fuck. He just fucked.
correct. Yeah. Yeah, basically, that's what it was. I mean, when I was in high school and I borrowed a van, I'm driving around Canton Center and people are waving, and I'm like, oh, they must think it's my father. I'm like, look at all these women waving. I'm like, I'm the one with this. I mean, I had a girl that she showed up. She didn't break into the house. We never locked our doors. That's just like the Alberts. The Alberts didn't lock their front door. We never locked our front door. I had a girl show up at 3 a.m. My grandmother's blind, so she could hear everything. I'm down. My bedroom was in the basement. So my grandmother comes to the basement door and she's yelling at me. She's like, "Did you just get home?" I go, "No, Nan." And as I open my eyes, there's the girl standing over my bed. I'm like, "Oh my God, how the fuck did she get in my house?" Right. And so I go upstairs at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, "Dad, I need your help." My mother like, "What's going on?" I go, "Nothing. I just need Dad." Dad comes downstairs. I go, "Hey, I need you to follow us home. I got to bring this girl home." And so and my father's like, "Why don't you follow us home?" And I'm like, "Dad, come on." He's like, "Jesus Christ." And like, he just woke up and that's the first thing he was thinking of, It was like, oh,
Love your dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
a lot of
amazing.
people
Have you ever been to Nova Scotia?
Oh yeah. Tons of time. We went every year. I take my motorcycle up there twice. Cape Breton's beautiful. I want to go to Labrador someday.
Did you ever go to the Titanic Cemetery?
No.
Yeah,
I've been
because
to
a lot of
birthplace of hockey.
yeah, right. A lot of the people that were from the ship, they brought them to Nova Scotia, and they had to bury them there. So I've been there a few times, but it's interesting. My son used to be so obsessed with Titanic. All right, John,
Really?
this was awesome, and
I know.
I
It
will
was
see
2 hours.
you.
Holy crap.
I will see you in 2 weeks if you can make it.
Yeah. Listen, thank you so much. And
You don't have to thank me.
thank you for all the chat and loops. We'll chat. And thank you so much for coming on and making the best out of us not being able to hook up. This was all you guys. Everything today was all because of all Loopy right here. It was all him.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But it was all Sam
you, guys.
canceling on us, really. Thank you.
Real quickly. So Monday, you and Sam will be on Monday at noon, hopefully, right?
We shall. We will.
So, folks, go to YouTube, and I'm sure it's also on Twitter. And I mean, I don't even have to tell you because I'm sure everybody already goes to you guys more than they go to us. But thank you for coming on.
You're
Monday
welcome.
at
It
noon.
was fun.
Loophole and Sam, and it's what's it called? I Don't Belong Here, right?
That's Sam's channel. I don't belong here. Yeah. Monday nooners,
Right.
Sam and Vince. All right.
Oh, Sam and Vince. Monday nooners with Sam and Vince. All right.
That's right.
Thank you,
baby.
guys.
All right. We'll see you. You're welcome. See you later.
It's the Chronicle signing off with a flame, dropping names, spitting facts, shaking up the game. It's fire, it's grit, it's no holds barred. A mic in one hand, the town on guard. The truth hits harder than a Fairview brawl, and the Chronicle's here to expose it all. From cover-ups to donut runs, we light up the night like Canton suns. Next episode, yeah, we'll be back with more names, more flames, and a truth to say.